A final call echoed across the galaxy as a desperate message was launched into the cosmic void, a call that carried the last hope of a once-united alliance. The Concordat, an extraordinary bond between three distinct races, had fought side by side for centuries. Their lives intertwined in a shared harmony. The plant-like Aar with their quiet, natural wisdom, the aquatic Suk, whose culture flowed like the gentle currents of their watery realm, and the avian Avenwan, proud and free, soaring on winds of legacy. But as fate would have it, an unstoppable enemy known as the Dominion had risen. With cold precision, the Dominion fleet tore through defenses, severed lines of communication, and threatened to erase the Concordat's existence forever. Ambassador Tejo, heart pounding and hands unsteady, was left with one agonizing choice. He had to send out a final distress signal, a message loaded with every scrap of knowledge and history that defined his people. In that fleeting moment, every data point and map became more than just information. It was the soul of a civilization, encoded into a beacon of hope. Tejo carefully packaged details of the NAR's delicate biochemistry, the hidden codes of the Suk's aquatic world, and the majestic records of the Avenwan's flight. He also included intricate star maps, marking their treasured territories, and even crucial intelligence about the Dominion's ruthless weapons and ever-expanding reach. The risk was enormous. Broadcasting such a message could attract threats even more dangerous than the Dominion. Yet, when facing extinction, there was no other choice but to take that leap of faith. Light years away, deep within Earth's Mariana deep space array, a quiet routine was shattered by a discovery that would forever alter the course of history. Lieutenant Junho, manning his station beneath the ocean's surface, was used to the comforting hum of machines and the steady rhythm of familiar data streams. That night, however, the monitors began to flash with a signal that was anything but ordinary. This wasn't the usual static or the routine cosmic background noise. It was a structured sequence, precise and deliberate, pulsing with unmistakable signs of intelligence that Junho's pulse quickened as he reviewed the data. The signal carried mathematical constants and prime numbers, clear markers that something or someone out there was trying to speak in a universal language. The discovery spread quickly through the undersea facility, turning a routine night into one of intense excitement and urgency. Within minutes, scientists, technicians, and government officials crowded into the control room, their eyes glued to the screens displaying this otherworldly message. Captain Menon, a veteran with a reputation for staying calm amid chaos, stepped forward. His steady confirmation of the signal's authenticity lifted the room from disbelief to a charged anticipation. This was not a drill, and this was no random fluke. It was a call from the stars, as the signal repeated every 9 minutes. It became a steady heartbeat from an unseen world. The continuous loop of data was more than a mere message. It was an invitation, a connection stretching across the cold expanse of space. At the center of this unfolding mystery was Dr. Yuna, a xenolinguist known for her keen insight into the unknown. She studied the repeating patterns with a fervor that soon captivated everyone in the room. Dr. Yuna's breakthrough came when she realized that the symbols and numbers were not haphazard. They were carefully designed, using simple math and clear images to build a bridge between two distant civilizations. The message was crafted to be understood, to say without words, "We are here. We need you. We share a common language of numbers and symbols." Her explanation turned the initial shock into a collective sense of wonder and responsibility. In the midst of these revelations, the weight of the moment pressed heavily on everyone. The room was filled with a mix of hope and trepidation. How should Earth respond to a message that carried the desperate plea of an entire civilization? The data hinted at secrets yet to be revealed, at layers of meaning that could change everything known about life beyond Earth. The question hung in the air: what comes next, and what role would humanity play in this cosmic drama? While the scientists and officials at the Deep Space Array wrestled with these questions, far across the stars, another battle was already in motion. A conflict that would not be decided by raw firepower, but by cunning and the strength of a united spirit. The Dominion, relentless in its pursuit of power, was gearing up for its next move. But it had underestimated the resolve of those who refused to surrender without a fight. Commander Junho, a man known for his brilliance in the art of strategy, was at the heart of this counteroffensive. Rather than clashing directly with the Dominion in a conventional fight, Junho opted for a different path, a daring plan that relied on stealth, ingenuity, and precision. Leading an elite team, he set his sights on the Dominion's communication hub, the nerve center from which their destructive power flowed. The plan was simple in theory, but fraught with peril in execution. Under the cloak of darkness, with disguises and secret codes as their armor, Junho's team slipped behind enemy lines. Their objective was not to destroy with brute force, but to infiltrate the hub and plant quantum virus modules, small but potent tools designed to sabotage the Dominion's systems from within. Every step of their mission was laden with tension. Moving silently through the labyrinthine corridors of the enemy installation, the team maintained constant vigilance. Each moment carried the risk of detection, and every heartbeat reminded them of the stakes at hand. Their journey was a testament to human courage and the unwavering belief that cleverness could outsmart even the most formidable adversary. The quantum virus modules, once planted, were set to activate in a synchronized wave, designed to spread quickly and disrupt the entire communication network of the Dominion. As the modules came online, the effect on the Dominion was immediate and catastrophic. The flagship, a towering symbol of the enemy's might, began to malfunction in a way that no one had anticipated. Instead of following orders, the ship's systems turned against it, firing erratically on its own support vessels. Chaos erupted throughout the fleet as the carefully orchestrated formations disintegrated into disarray. The Dominion's rigid command structure faltered, and conflicting instructions sent their ranks into a spiral of confusion. Inside the flagship, alarms blared and screens flickered with warnings. The once mighty vessel was now a ticking time bomb. In a sudden, explosive climax, the ship's reactor overloaded and burst into a brilliant explosion that illuminated the dark void of space. The explosion resonated through the fleet, shaking the foundations of the Dominion's power. With their central command obliterated, many Dominion ships found themselves leaderless, their morale shattered. Some surrendered on the spot, while others chose to retreat into the shadows from whence they came. News of this unexpected victory traveled quickly. Within a single hour, reports confirmed that 30 Dominion ships had laid down their arms. The daring mission, led by Commander Junho, had shifted the balance of power, proving that intellect and strategy could triumph over sheer military might. The infiltration team, despite the dangers they had faced, was extracted safely, a silent victory celebrated by those who understood that sometimes the smallest act of defiance can spark a revolution. As the dust settled, Admiral Doan took the stage, his voice resonating with relief and pride. He addressed Earth and the surviving members of the Concordat, announcing that the Dominion threat had been neutralized. His words were not merely a declaration of military success. They were a promise of hope for a future free from oppression and fear. In the weeks that followed, the spirit of unity that had driven the mission continued to grow. A peace station was constructed in a neutral zone, a tangible symbol of new beginnings, a place where former enemies could come together to rebuild and foster lasting cooperation. The events that had unfolded, from the desperate signal sent into the void to the audacious infiltration that brought down an empire, were a testament to the power of unity, intelligence, and the human spirit. Every moment, from the trembling hands of Ambassador Tejo to the quiet determination of Lieutenant Jinwoo and the strategic genius of Commander Junho, told a story of resilience in the face of overwhelming odds. It was a story that resonated with anyone who believed in the possibility of change, the power of collaboration, and the importance of standing up even when the nights seemed darkest. For those who have a passion for science fiction, this saga is more than a tale of war and survival. It is a journey through the cosmos that challenges our understanding of communication, cooperation, and the strength that comes from unity. The distress signal, with its simple yet profound symbols and numbers, serve as a reminder that at our core, all beings share common threads, whether we dwell on Earth, in the depths of the ocean, or among the stars. The alien message was not merely a plea for help. It was an invitation to engage in a conversation that spanned the universe. The revelation of the alien signal sparked debates, dreams, and countless hours of work among scientists and thinkers. They pored over every detail, seeking to unravel the layers of meaning hidden within the data. The repetition of the signal every 9 minutes became a constant reminder of the relentless hope that had driven a dying civilization to reach out. Each cycle of the message was like a heartbeat, a steady, unwavering rhythm that connected worlds separated by unfathomable distances. That in the crowded control rooms, minds raced to decode the mysteries behind the symbols. Dr. Yuna's breakthrough in understanding the universal language of math and images had not only confirmed the authenticity of the message, but also highlighted the beauty of a simple, shared code that transcended the boundaries of species and technology. As experts and officials collaborated, they began to realize that this was only the beginning. The message hinted at deeper layers of information, secrets that might one day reveal more about the origins and destiny of the Concordat. The gravity of that moment was palpable. Every person present understood that humanity was standing on the brink of a new era. How the world responded to this call for help would define not just the future of Earth, but the future of interstellar relations. The tension in the control room was mixed with excitement, a feeling that every decision made in that room could set the stage for a partnership that would reach across the universe. While the scientists worked on decoding the alien language, the brave soldiers on the front lines of the war against the Dominion were making history of their own. Commander Junho's covert mission was a masterclass in strategy, a reminder that sometimes the most powerful weapon is a well-placed idea. The careful planning, the quiet determination, and the flawless execution of the infiltration mission captured the attention of not only military strategists, but also ordinary people who began to see hope in the power of human ingenuity. Every step of Junho's team was fraught with tension and danger. Their movement through the Dominion's communication hub was like a high-stakes game where the slightest misstep could mean disaster. Yet, with every obstacle overcome, the team inched closer to their goal. Planting the quantum virus modules required not only precision, but also the courage to trust in the brilliance of their plan. And when the virus finally spread, it did so with an intensity that sent shockwaves through the enemy's ranks. The chaos that ensued was swift and unrelenting. A turning point that underscored the unpredictable nature of war, where even a single spark can ignite a revolution. When the flagship systems began to betray the Dominion, it was as if the very heartbeat of the enemy had faltered. The moment of explosion was a dramatic punctuation to months of tension and preparation. In that single, explosive burst, the once imposing power of the Dominion was shattered. The reverberations of that event reached far and wide, signaling to all that hope could triumph over tyranny. For those who had fought in the shadows, the victory was a testament to the power of careful planning and the unyielding belief that every battle, no matter how dark, can be won with a spark of genius. News of the victory spread quickly among the people, igniting conversations and sparking a newfound sense of unity. People from all walks of life, from scientists to soldiers, from thinkers to dreamers, found themselves bound by the shared triumph of a mission that had seemed impossible. The declaration by Admiral Doan that the Dominion threat had been neutralized was not the end, but the beginning of a new chapter, a time when old enemies could be set aside in favor of forging bonds that stretched far beyond the confines of war. As the world slowly started to recover and rebuild, the events of that fateful time became a symbol of what could be achieved when humanity dared to reach for the stars. Every moment, from the trembling resolve of Ambassador Tejo to the triumphant roar of Commander Junho's team, became a part of a larger story, one that spoke of resilience, unity, and the enduring hope that light could always be found, even in the vast darkness of space. The saga of the alien distress signal, the brave discovery by Lieutenant Jinwoo, and the intricate dance of strategy and courage serves as a reminder to everyone who listens. It is a reminder that our journey into the unknown is driven not by fear, but by the belief that together we can overcome any challenge. The call from the Concordat was more than just a plea for help. It was a challenge to every human being to rise up, to work together, and to explore the boundless possibilities that lay ahead. Every time the signal repeated its steady pulse, it brought with it a promise that even in the cold expanse of space, connection and communication can bring hope. The careful blend of science and emotion, strategy and heart, turned a desperate moment into a story of victory that continues to inspire. For those who follow the path of science fiction and adventure, This narrative is a celebration of the human spirit, a call to look beyond our own limitations and to believe in the power of unity. As the tale unfolds, the hidden layers of the alien message remain a mystery, a puzzle that beckons to be solved. The very act of decoding it has sparked curiosity and ignited a fire in the hearts of many, urging them to seek answers and to explore the wonders of the universe. This ongoing quest for knowledge, fueled by both fear and hope, is a journey that promises to reveal secrets yet untold. And so, the story carries on. The events of that unforgettable time, a time of despair, hope, daring missions, and resounding triumph, continue to echo in the hearts of those who believe that even the smallest act of courage can light up the darkest night. The legacy of the Concordat, the brave souls who risked everything, and the strategic brilliance that toppled a seemingly invincible foe, remind us that our future is not predetermined. It is built on the decisions we make, the risks we take, and the unwavering belief that no matter how vast the universe may seem, connection and understanding can bridge even the greatest of divides. This is not just another tale of alien encounters or space battles. It is a story of how hope, when shared by many, becomes the most powerful force in the cosmos. It is the story of those who dared to reach out across the void, of those who chose to fight not with weapons alone, but with ideas, strategy, and a unity of purpose that defied the darkness. In every pulse of the alien message, in every calculated move made by Commander Junho's team, and in every hopeful word uttered by those who long for peace, there's a reminder that we are all part of something far greater than ourselves, a story that spans the stars and unites us in the search for truth and connection. As the mission to decode the message continues and the dust of battle slowly settles, the echoes of that moment will live on. They serve as a beacon to remind us that when faced with the unknown, we have the power to come together, to innovate, and to create a future where the light of hope burns brighter than the darkest void. And in that shared vision, the universe becomes a little less cold, a little more inviting, a place where every signal from the stars is a call to action, a call to join the endless adventure of discovery. In the end, what truly matters is not the power of any weapon or the might of any fleet, but the strength of the bonds that tie us together. It is these bonds, forged in moments of crisis and illuminated by shared victories, that give us the courage to face the unknown and to embrace a future full of endless possibilities. With every challenge we overcome, we write another line in the epic saga of our shared existence. A saga that, in its own way, speaks to the heart of what it means to be alive, to be united, and to believe in a tomorrow that holds the promise of something extraordinary. And so, as this chapter of the cosmic tale draws to a close, the message remains, a call to all who dare to listen, to all who are brave enough to step into the light of a new dawn, and to all who believe that even in the vast expanse of space, hope can still find a way. This is a story that will be remembered not just for the battles fought or the victories won, but for the spirit of unity and the unbreakable resolve that transformed a desperate plea into a triumphant new beginning.